Good evening, everyone. Thank you for taking time to listen to 5 Minutes in the Word. This is Pastor Nathan Brown. It's good to be able to do these devotions again. I have recently been convicted that I have not been doing them anymore, and I pray that I will continue to follow God in this aspect and deliver a devotion for our Facebook page that we may minister not only to our members but to anybody who wants to listen. If you watch the news anytime, not just right now, there's a lot of stuff on it that's discouraging. There's a lot of stuff on it that, just makes us kind of wonder what are people thinking? What's going on in our world today? But with all that and all the situations that we have seen, especially over this past year, there's one verse that has come to my mind tonight to deliver to you. And that's 1 Thessalonians 5:17. It says, pray without ceasing. This phrase, without ceasing, is a Greek phrase that is sometimes used in the secular sense to refer to someone who has an intermittent cough, or a man who is suffering from an intermittent cough. One that is not continuous, but comes in different intervals. Just as this individual has a tendency to cough, but not always audibly, we as Christians must also always be in the attitude of prayer, even though it may not always be audibly. Sometimes people think that, prayer has to be out loud. But prayer is simply us as God's children taking time to talk to our Father. And we can do that without even voicing a word. We can do that by just thinking the words to God. Maybe driving down the road. Maybe you can voice it in your car. Maybe you're sitting at work and God places something on your heart to pray about. You don't have to speak. Just think it. Because the Bible tells us that God knows the thoughts and intents of our heart. That could be a negative or a positive thing. When it comes to prayer, I believe that's a positive thing. That we can just sit there and think about what we want to say to our Heavenly Father. And He knows it. And He's going to answer it according to His will. We must always be in an attitude of prayer. And what I mean by that is anytime a situation comes up, our first thought should be, I'm going to pray about this. We as Christians should never make a decision that is not bathed in prayer. We should never, in our marriage, in our family, in our church, in our personal lives, in our workforce, wherever we are, whatever we're doing, we should never make a decision that has not been ran through the hands, the mind, and the heart of God. Because we can make the wrong decision that way. But if we take every decision and we take that time to pray about it, and we take that time to seek the counsel and the guidance from the Creator of heaven and earth, our decisions that we make will be a lot more effective and a lot more in line with God's will if we take that time to pray first. Yes, it's very discouraging watching the news right now. It's very discouraging to see what's happening in our country. But folks, nothing in our world right now is taking God by surprise. But He has promised us, if my people, which are called by my name, will seek my face, then will I hear from heaven, forgive their sins and heal their land. No, that wasn't the whole verse. But I'm trying to get you to see the point that we need to seek the face of God. We need to pray about everything in life. And we need to let God do what God does. Let go and let God. Thank you. And I pray that you have an awesome evening and that God will bless you in all that you do. Thank you and good night.